Hello everybody, it's Fat Man from the Holler as usual, and it's been a minute since I made a video, but I'm trying to keep up with my audience on the reloading videos, and if you like my videos, hit like and subscribe, and ring that bell for future notifications and upcoming content, and feel free to leave comments, because just because I make videos doesn't mean I'm the best, and doesn't mean anybody's the best. There's people better than me, people are not as good as me, and people at my level, and that's okay. As long as we get the job done and we're successful and we avoid personal injury, injuring our firearms, that's what it's all about. And we join our plinking or hunting or whatever application tends to be. So today, this video is going to be on something I've been speaking about for a while. It is on digital caliber. And what this digital caliber is for is when you shoot your shells, sometimes in metallics, the brass casing expands. So that's why I bought this. And this caliber is very easy to use. You just loosen it right here, and you can see it's got a thumb grip right here, and it slides down. Actually, it slides right on down, as you can see, and it gives you increment and the proper millimeter. I mean, 10 millimeters. And I used to do a lot of this stuff when I was in Votech in high school, working on motors, pistons, rings, clearance, plastic gauging, but that's a whole different thing. But this type of tool is used in plumbing applications, mechanics, reloading, etc. Because what you can do is you slide this down, and then you can set your shell casing right here between the grooves, and then it'll tell you exactly what your shell casing is. And you'll know by your box, it'll tell you the millimeters in your box, or you can look it up online for them, and it'll help you that way as well. But I'm going to push this back down, and then when you tighten this top down, it makes it so it will not slide, and you can turn it off. And this little kit was like 20 bucks. It came with extra batteries, which is really nice. And they'll be able to change the batteries if they go dead. In the caliber tool, there's a screwdriver, and it also comes with an instructions manual, which I really don't need because I have a great idea of how all this works, as I just said. But external measuring jaws, internal measuring jaws, depth blade, step measure faces, beam, SAE and metric scale, battery compartment, LCD screen, which we can automatically tell that's the LCD screen, and has on and off and zero and etc. And a slider screw clamp. So it's pretty self-explanatory. If you have never used one, it'd probably be a good idea to read the instructions, the specifications and functions, and then go online and then figure out whatever you're working with if you're using it for a reloading purpose. But I believe it's quite sufficient for what I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to put the kit all the way back together as I received it in the mail, because I live out in the country. So I always like to try to keep things organized, best of my ability. Put the batteries back in. You close the neat little case, get everything inside, and then you're done. And it's great because you can stick it back in here. Everything folds up nicely. Because when I do reloading, I'm OCD about my workspace and having a clean environment. Doesn't matter if it's carpentry, auto mechanics, hooking up stereo equipment, reloading, anything I do, I like to have a clean work area, or cooking or anything. Gardening and that type of stuff has its own dimensions of you're limited on, but I like to have an order of where I keep my tools and how I present my tools and keep my tools clean. So now, having this caliber tool is coming the whole scenario of me being able to reload. And I feel bad because I haven't been able to tell anybody what I've reloaded or how I've reloaded, but it's fixing to change. As where I'm at now, since I have the 45 long Colt dies, 45 ACP die, I believe we're down to 3 tools for doing metallics. I need to purchase a shell cutter. And the reason I bought this is that the brass casing is too long. I can measure it, and then I'll need the next tool that goes along with this, which is a shell cutter to shorten the shell, remeasure to make sure it's correct for proper use, so it doesn't hurt the firearm nor myself. So that's these two. This and another tool is that combination. They go together. So what I'm missing is I'm missing the shell cutter, a tumbler with a 5-gallon bucket with the basket for separating the casings. And as I said before, you can clean your media with magnets. You can pull a lot out with magnets. So that's the two. And that's about it. I mean, I can't think of any other tool that I need so far because I pretty much have acquired each one singly. I just need to... Oh yeah, I skipped one, I'm sorry. The shell cutter that goes with the calibration tool, the tumbler for cleaning these shell casings after they're deprimed. So the shell cutter, the tumbler with the 5-gallon bucket and basket for cleaning the shell casings. And I also need to purchase a primer tool. And if anybody has any good ideas or something they prefer, I'll check it out, because I've looked at different ones, some of the hand ones, and I've seen some pretty bad reviews on those. And there's different types. There's actually a primer tool that you can actually mount, or there's multiple hand tools that you can actually, you stick the shell case in it, you squeeze the trigger, and it pops it in. I don't know exactly which one I'm going to go with just yet, but the shell cutter, it doesn't have to be no rocket science involved in it, or the tumbler with a 5-gallon bucket. And I mean, preferably, I tried to do this price efficiently. If you buy the bucket and the tumbler equipment, what they want on the price on Amazon is most of the people want half or 3/4 of actually what the kit costs. And the kit's like, it's fluctuated. I've seen over a year of watching it on Amazon, the wish list. So it's went from like 97 to 120. So it fluctuates around that area. 108, what I think it is right now. So a good shell cutter is probably going to run me 20 to 40. It's going to be 20 to 40 for a good shell cutter. The kit for tumbling is going to run me around $100. So there's about 140. And then getting a primer tool for installing primers, I'm sure it's going to run about, depending on what brand and what quality it is, etc. It can run anywhere from probably 30 to $100. But anyway, I just want to show you guys I'm keeping up on it. I'm keeping my word, because I always live by the truth and I don't try to deceive nobody. There will be a link at the end of the video you can follow to if you want to purchase or look at it on Amazon. It's like 21 bucks. And if you look at the back of it, I know a lot of people don't like stuff because it's made in China, but guess what? China's the industrial leader in the world, so I'm not going to dog China out because they can produce stuff consistently at a better price than a lot of our places in America. But as long as it performs, and I might take it to one of my friends who actually is a machinist, and we'll get some exact numbers on it to see how close it is in precision. We'll do some testing on that, and then I'll feel a little more secure, because I always like to be informative and give anybody who views my videos the best quality and the best amount of understanding that I can personally give. Because I'm not going to run game on you saying, hey, buy this because it's on my website. I want to say, hey, this tool for the price is going to be budget effective and it may help you in what you're doing. I'm not trying to do this for money, because I'm not going to have monetization or none of that, because, I mean, it's just not for me. Even if I had the money, I'd just be donating it to charities like Ron McDonald House Children Miracles Network, local fire department, churches, etc., food banks, because I'm off the grid. I don't need money at this point. I just need tools and materials, and I do a lot of different things to acquire money as I can. I'll do odd jobs I've been selling off a lot of my stuff because I'm condensing down, because I may be moving to a little bit more off the grid type area, since the area I grew up in is kind of overly getting populated to where you got people on top of you, which it's not a bad thing to have neighbors, but I prefer to be on 100 acres where I can do my own thing, my own gardening, my own DIY stuff. I don't have to worry about dogs attacking my animals or stray cats too much. Because I don't blame nature for if nature attacks any of my stuff, animal, livestock. It's what nature does. So I'm going to wrap this up. And that's all. And I hope you guys find it interesting a little bit. But anyway, everybody have a great weekend. And that is all.